Life with my family was good. We were happy. We had everything we needed. I loved life with my brother in my father's house. But one day something changed. A thought crept in and I started to wonder, what was life like on the other side? The thought grew. I began to think, what if I could do this on my own? I started to imagine a different life. A life people talk about. Money, success, fame, riches. It all started to look and seem so attractive. I could not stop thinking about it all. My father had some land which would be ours once he passed away. I could not stop thinking about that land. My inheritance. What I could do with it now, not later. My dad was alive and well, but I wanted my money now. Not have to wait till he's gone. I built up the courage and the pride to ask, not just ask, but demand. At the end of the day, it's my money. It's my right. I asked my dad. I asked for what was mine. He looked heartbroken. My request to leave had cut him in two, but he accepted. My brother was furious. He was also hurt by my desire to leave, and he had plans for that land in future that I was about to ruin. My dad was lost for words. I thought he'd put up a fight, stop me from leaving, but he could see I'd already made up my mind. He gave me my money and let me go. I felt bad for a moment, but then I focused on me, my dreams, my goals, my desires. I left my family. I left my home. I went to the city, ambition, possibility, and excitement driving me. I decided to invest the money into a tourism idea that I had. What could go wrong? It was the perfect idea. I made the deal, signed the contract. I could not stop feeling pleased with myself. I still had some of my inheritance money left over, but I was so confident the business idea would work and the money would keep rolling in. So I spent the rest of the money I had. I tried the different things the world has to offer, the different things that the body and the mind desires and thinks it wants. I gave in to the desires of my flesh. I tried everything. I tried it all. Do what makes you happy, they say. I spent and spent, and it was exciting. It was fun for a moment. People following you, looking up to you, girls hitting on you, guys envying you. You feel big. You feel important. I started to chase after the approval of people I did not even know. But the happiness did not last long. It started to feel empty fast. Who of these people actually liked me for me? Who actually wanted to be my friend? What and who was real and what and who wasn't? Even when things started to feel hollow, I pushed it to the side. I didn't want to acknowledge my emptiness. I wanted to keep up the image that I was happy, that I was living the life, that I had made the right decision in leaving my father. I would make sure my life looked full, make sure I looked like I had it all together. I hid behind Instagram filters and WhatsApp statuses, showing people that I'm living the good life, when the reality was I was lost. I was empty. But I avoided it all with temporary things. Buy some new shoes, take a girl out, and drink another beer. Who was real? Who was fake? I was about to find out.
We have our first cases already in country since 14th of March. 88% are imported cases, means we have few cases that are confirmed by contact with those imported cases.
Coronavirus, lockdown, flights cancelled, everything shut down. The tourism industry came to a halt before the business had even begun. I lost all the money I had invested, and I'd spent the rest on myself and people I hardly even knew. I had lost everything. Lockdown was announced and I could not afford my place. I was desperate. I asked my friend if I could stay at his during lockdown. He refused, closed the door on me. It turns out he did not want to know me once I lost everything. I spent the last of my money renting a small place. I didn't even have enough for food, so I sold the rest of what I had to keep me going. As soon as lockdown was lifted, I could not get any work. I was desperate. I went from house to house asking if I could work, build, clean, anything. A few places let me work for the day, but did not offer me food or a place to stay. I only had enough to cover my rent. Sometimes I would have to eat the leftovers that sat by the sink, nervous about getting caught or seen. How did I get to this place? I was so embarrassed. I had lost everything, everyone, hit rock bottom. Then I remembered my father. I remembered my dad. I thought of the servant at his house who had somewhere to sleep, ate good food. My father took good care of them. They were living better than me. A thought came to me. Maybe I could go back to my father's house and just be a servant. Maybe I could go back and beg his forgiveness and ask just to work for him. Maybe he would take pity on me and let me serve him. I still wrestled with my stubbornness and my pride. How could I go back after walking out the door? What would they think when they see me? But I could not get the thought out of my head. I decided I need to go back. I need to go home. After a long journey, I arrived. Embarrassed and ashamed, I stood at a distance, watching my father and my brother. My father's home was more beautiful than I remembered. How did I ever leave this heaven? I struggled to take a step forward, to say something. Guilt and shame overcame me, and I nearly turned around and left again. But then my father turned and saw me standing there. His eyes looked into mine, and I could see his smile even from a distance. He began towards me. I could feel his warmth, his love, as he came closer and closer. He ran to me with arms open wide. He embraced me, held me tight. I felt like a child again in my dad's arms. It hit me how much I've missed him, how much I love him. I dropped to my knees, my head heavy with shame. I don't deserve this love. I begged, I'm not worthy to be your son. Please, let me just be a servant. Let me work for you. That's all I'm asking. But my father put his hand on my head and told me he loved me. He saw that I had been through much and lost everything, and he wasn't angry with me for leaving. He was just proud of me for coming home. He lifted me to my feet and embraced me again. I will never forget his words in that moment. You are my son, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can change that. I don't care about your past. I care about you. Right here, right now. I love you, my son. I was shocked, overwhelmed by love and grace. In all the darkness, in all the confusion, I'd forgotten who my father really is. He wasn't angry, furious, wanting to make me pay. He is my dad, kind, gracious, forgiving, a loving father. My brother found my return hard. He didn't have the same level of grace that my father had, but my father spoke to him, helped him see that I was lost, and now I am found, that I was blind, and now I see. My brother accepted the words of my father. He forgave me, embraced me, and it meant the world. I was home. I was whole. And nothing in this world will ever take me away again.